Hello students. In this video, we are continuing with the phylum Arthropoda topic, which is part of Animal Diversity 1 paper. So in this video, we are going to study the type study of cockroach, and we will start with the externals of the cockroach. Cockroach is an insect, and this insect is studied as a model organism in most of the universities, and it is very easy to collect cockroaches. They are available plenty in our houses, bakeries, hotels, etc. You can easily collect them, and it is very easy to dissect this organism, and you can easily understand different organ systems like digestive system, respiratory system, nervous system by dissecting this animal. So therefore cockroach is normally studied as a type animal in almost all universities by the zoology students. And this cockroach, it measures about 3 to 5 centimeter in length and 1 centimeter wide, and the body is dorsoventrally flattened, right, and it is elongated. So this dorsoventrally flattened body helps the cockroach to hide in crevices in narrow spaces between the walls, etc. And it shows bilateral symmetry like all other insects, and normally it is dark reddish in color. So the species we are normally the genus we are going to study is Periplaneta americana. The body of the cockroach, like all other insects, is divided into head, thorax, and abdomen part. Now, the exoskeleton of the cockroach is made up of chitin, and this chitin exoskeleton protects the body, and it also provides surface for the attachment of muscles. So the chitin part acts as a surface for the attachment of muscles, which are part of the locomotor organs. And the exoskeleton is made up of small pieces or plates called sclerates. The sclerates are joined with each other by soft arthrodial membranes, because in many places wherever these sclerates are joined with each other, so there is a need for flexibility and movement. So that is achieved by the presence of the soft membrane, like substance called arthrodial membrane. And the arthropoda, they are segmented animals, and each segment, the body is segmented, and each segment is called a metamere, and each metamere is made up of two sclerates. So the sclerate which is found on the dorsal side is called tergum, and the sclerate which is found below on the ventral side is called tegmen, and on the sides you find the pleura. On the body you find pointed outgrowths called bristles, so sharp spine-like structures called bristles. In this diagram of cockroach, you can see the different body parts. So this is the head region, and this structure actually covers the thorax part, and the remaining portion is abdomen. So the head region, it consists of different parts which we will study later, but one very important structure you find is one pair of very long antennae. And then, like all other insects, you find three pairs of legs and two pairs of wings. So that is a typical insect structure. Now, let us study the different parts of cockroach, and let us start with the first part, that is head. Head is a small pear-shaped structure, and it is attached to the thorax. So this is the head you can see here. Now, one thing you have to understand about the head of cockroach is If this is the thorax and abdomen of the cockroach, the head is actually perpendicular to the thorax and abdominal part. So the head region is like this, the perpendicular to the remaining part of the body, and therefore the head appears like a pear-shaped or triangular shaped structure. And head is actually made up of 6 fused segments. And we find 3 important structures in the head region. They are antennae, compound eyes, and mouth parts. So antennae, as we already seen here, you can see the long antennae, one pair of long antennae. So they are a pair of long, slender, many jointed structures, and the basal segment is called as pedicel. So the first segment of the antenna is called pedicel, and remaining part is the flagellum. Now this antenna is a sense organ. It acts like a sense of uh, olfaction. So you can consider it like it senses the smell of the food. Okay, so that is the function of cockroach. Uses its antenna to identify the food, identify the mate, and identify the animals, etc. So basically antenna is a structure of sense of smell. Then you find one pair of compound eyes. Like all other insects, you find a pair of compound eyes on the side of the head. So you can see here, this is a kidney shaped compound eye of one side, and each compound eye is made up of around 200 ommatidia, and they are organs of sight. Then we find the mouth parts. Maybe in another general topic you are going to study in detail. Mouth parts are the appendages that surround the mouth, and they help the insect to take the food and digest the. Cockroaches have biting and chewing type of mouth parts. Then continuing with the thoracic part, the thorax is made up of 3 segments called prothorax, mesothorax, and metathorax. The thorax consists of 2 important structures. So in the thoracic region, we find the legs and wings. So cockroach consists of 3 pairs of legs and 2 pairs of wings. Now that's about the thoracic region. Then as far as the legs are concerned, there are 3 pairs of legs, and in each section we find one pair of legs. So here you can see the first pair of leg from the first thoracic segment, second pair of leg from second thoracic segment, and the third pair of leg from the third thoracic segment. And each leg is made up of coxa, femur, tibia, and tarsus part. And at the tip of the leg we normally find claws. Even though cockroach has wings, it rarely flies. It's a very swift runner. I think you have all seen cockroaches running very swiftly into crevices and into the hiding places. So the legs are used for swift running. And the wings, there are 2 pairs of wings, and the first pair is attached to the mesothorax, that is the second thoracic segment. And the first pair of wings are called forewings or elytra, and they are narrow, dark, and opaque. So comparatively they are very thick, and they are mainly protective in function. So the forewings are not helpful in flying, whereas the second pair is called they are called hind wings, and they are attached to the metathorax, the third thoracic segment. They are membranous, and comparatively they are broader than the forewing. And even though it rarely flies, so whenever it flies, so these hind wings are used for flying. So that's about the external part of the cockroach. So in the next part we'll study the digestive system of cockroach. Thank you.